45 seconds.
1 minute, 30 minutes. Okay. Well, it will know like an estimate, right, as well?
An estimate, meaning on like a
Here you want this cut, it's going to take roughly.
You can get that through the software.
Yeah.
But if you input the NC in here, I don't believe it would give you a time estimate. You would have to dry. I would simply just dry run it.
Oh, okay.
And you can get the most accurate time from there.
Right.
So.
Okay.
If you want, I can go through some features on the control if you'd like.
Please, love that.
So, like I demonstrated before, you have your E-codes, you have your materials here. So you have your aluminums, your coppers, brass, hot rolled, cold rolled, super thick, like ½ inch and above. That's steel, of course, stainless, and you can modify any of these by simply making a copy of the cutting condition. So you can simply just copy and rename the part. The cutting condition.
Yeah.
I'll just name it B.
Oh, okay, so you could save that for jobs you have up.
Exactly. So if you have a variation of material that is maybe cuts one pallet cuts a little bit different from the other, you can label that in your within your cutting condition. So use this cutting parameter for this material, and you'll be dead on every time. I'm just going to delete that one since we don't.
You were looking at like the thickness of some of the parts.
Right.
What's the thickest you can cut with this?
So you can do thinnest. You can go up to. I've done 26 gauge.
Yeah, that's pretty thin. Almost foil. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, but we sometimes for very thin stuff, you would need to have some kind of clamping or some kind of rig that could hold it without flopping around.
Yeah.
Thickest we can do 1 inch. 1 inch steel on this machine is ½ inch aluminum and I believe ½ inch stainless, if I'm correct. ½ inch aluminum. Oh yeah, we don't have the inch on here, but yeah, half for sure. And all the edges are nice and great. Yes.
Now, does the laser change? You know, the way you have some of your lasers have a different. When it comes to thicker parts, it'll use a different technology or different methodology?
So it would use more. It would use well, when you call the cutting condition for thicker material. I believe two things changed with thicker material. I believe it would start using a nozzle with a greater diameter to push that molten material through the kerf. Power probably goes up in the thicker materials, but nothing you have to change physically on the machine in order to run thicker material.
It's just in your settings.
It's in the settings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nothing physical besides the nozzle, maybe. The nozzle, since there's no automatic nozzle changer, you would have to switch out the nozzle. But you don't have to. You don't have different lenses for different materials. It's all one lens, all one optic. All that changes is your nozzle.
Okay.
So that's your materials in your cutting. It's pretty. The standard conditions are pretty well dialed in. Like I said, just make that copy and have your own copy. So for the final adjustment. So that's that. You have 4 levels of authority for the user. So you can go from level 1, meaning stop and go. Level 2 has a little bit more. Would maybe be your adjusting feeds and speeds. So, and then as you go higher, you have more ability to change all your parameters. So There's levels, so if you don't want to, if you have just an operator, in the new operator, you don't want him to mess with the settings or anything, just stop and go. That's all he can do. Or you can assign somebody with more experience to use to change all the features.
Okay.
So that's another cool thing. You can change your languages. You can change your languages per. I don't know the password. You can change your languages per user.
Okay.
So that's another cool thing, and it also has Hrvatski. So.
All right.
Yeah. And then let's see. We can go to. Here's another feature here. So if you're running jobs for the day, you have a completed page, so you can always refer back to those completed jobs and pull the job from the completed page and reprocess from the completed page, so you don't have to go back to looking through different files to find the part. It's already in the completed page.
Like the customer was just doing this 2 months ago. Let's get the same job.
Same job, and they can call it right back up.
Okay. Got it.
And this is all. That's a feature on all our ANSYS machinery, but I use this a lot if you don't want to scramble through a bunch of files. Another cool feature is the machine history. This will give you runtimes. Let's see if it shows the details here. There it is. Yeah, runtime, standby.
Oh, okay.
So you can see,
Utilization.
Here in the showroom, it's all yellow because we're on standby half the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could break down months, days, year, and you can also set between a date, so you can actually really dial down.
Do it by shift.
Yeah, by shift. It also gives your electric energy usage. So.
Oh, all right.
So that's another cool thing. We don't really use that much here. We just let them idle. But
yeah. Will this then that will report into Influent if you have Influent?
Yeah. So you can either export it as a CSV file on Excel, or I believe it could go on the Influent software too. Good. So you can display this on a huge monitor or something.
Good. Okay.
Let's see, we have options, complete, maintenance. So also you have your maintenance, machine maintenance. So this is where you can add your own maintenance to the machine, or follow the existing maintenance. Okay. So the machine would soft alarm when something needs to be cleaned, boxes need to be cleaned, or it'll soft alarm. You can still run with it alarming, but it's good to have a machine nice and clean, and having your nozzle centering and everything all set as a maintenance, so your cuts are always clean and nice, and your machine is always looking good. So cool. Let's see. There's your user register. Let's see, what else can we do here? Laser settings, backup, CNC. This is all basically all.
The care and feeding of a laser, right?
Yeah. Let's see. What other options do we have here? This is more. Okay, well that's basically the gist of the control.
Look though at the AMNC.
Yeah, it's super simple with everything's laid out almost like an iPhone. So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
So even the gestures of zooming in and rotating, it's really easy to pick up. Yeah.